Hey, this is Wester70, and I'm talking today about Haven and Hearth, a new game that I learned about from Paul Soares Jr. I'm a noob with this game, but I thought I would share some of the things I've learned. One of the key commands to use is equipping or utilizing certain objects like the fishing pole and other things like fill in a bucket. In this example, I use the fishing pole as an example. When you equip a fishing pole with line, hook, and lure, you left-click and hold it in your personal inventory and then move it to your character figure, and then right-click your mouse on top of the fishing pole in the little boxes on the left side of the avatar. This assumes you've already placed your pole in the correct position on your figure. You'll see the object you're trying to place disappear and it will be placed on your fishing pole. This is covered in 7 Lessons Guide for Beginning Players under the forum How Do I? You have to really read this material and not skip over it like I did the first couple of dozen times. Items that you're going to need in your inventory, your personal inventory, to be able to survive, at least in the beginning of the game. So, we've already made the fishing pole from a couple of branches. We have a spinally taproot, which will be your string, and we have a bone fish hook that we have made from a rabbit that we've killed. So the first thing to do is take the bone, or the fishing pole, and put it in the arms of your character. And the second thing to do is to left click on the spindly root, you right click it at the top, you take your bone hook, and you now have your hook attached to that. And in the next part, we're going to be able to use this to catch a fish, which is this is a brill over here that I caught earlier. You're going to need a lure of some sort, and so next thing is I'm going to show you how to get a lure or a wood block lure, and then we'll be able to go fishing. Now the secret to getting a block of wood is to make your wood block fish lure is to cut the tree trunk into logs. Alright, so bring up our personal inventory and right click on them. So we only need actually one. Now move back to our base of operations. Yeah, so you bring up your personal avatar inventory and you go over to your craft and fishing gear, wood fish, and then that will tell you what you need to do it, which basically is one block of wood. So you hit craft, and this is basically your hourglass timer that they use to signify the passing of time. Okay, so now you have your wood fish, so you left click it and bring it over to the top and right click it. Now you're set up to go fishing. So I'll take off now and go back to the river, and then we can see how this fishing works. What we're doing now is we're coming up to a river, which you'll find basically all over the place. Oh look, there's a rabbit. We can't pass this by. So to catch a rabbit, you left click right next to the rabbit and then right click on him. Up. And I should say at this point too, you better run like hell. Put him on as fast as you can to be able to catch him. And we caught the little bastard. Or we caught the guy. And now we've wrung his neck. So this is where we want to fish at. And to fish, you bring up your adventure. Under fish, you'll see a little fish hook here, and you need to get him in a little bit in the water. Just make sure you don't go swimming. At this point, we're starting to fish. Our character is in the water, and the pole and line are down, and you can tell that. And pretty soon, the fish will start showing up in our inventory. Got 8 fish, as you can see. These are the brill of varying qualities. So now we're going to head back to the camp. I should make one point too, is that when you're out hunting rabbits, for instance, the thing you need to do is make sure you've got 4 slots in your personal inventory to be able to put them in there. Eventually, wring their necks, then they'll only take up 2 spots, but in that important interval, they will take up 4, and you've got to have that they have to also be adjacent to each other, the spots in your inventory. So by all means make sure you've got that room, or you're not going to catch that rabbit. I've made that mistake a couple of times. So that's it for now, and when we get back to the house, then I'll talk again.